Swiggity swordie, let's get that booty.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Slim Cogcast. It is I, Slim Cognito, and bruh, all the stuff that's been going on lately, I've been doing a lot, okay, this past week, okay. After we hit affiliate last week, this week, I started putting forward some ideas, and I want to actually come through with them, because I tell you guys about them on the pod, but I really actually want to do this, but I gotta come clean. YouTubing, streaming, and running a podcast, being a photographer, being a videographer, all of these things are not as easy as they make them seem. And if anybody tells you otherwise, they are lying and is full of shit, and I do not condone it. So, that being said, although I'm not giving up on it, not stopping, at times one of the most valuable things is to know when to turn down some things, even if you know you need it. You never know. All money ain't good money. That's what they say when you play dominoes with that. Anywho's, now let's hop in. Yo, I have been watching me some Shokugeki no Soma and catching up on that, which has been very enjoyable. I got one season left, which was the 5th plate, the last season that they made, and I think they said it's going to be the final season for the anime, which is fair. It went for 5 seasons plus several OVAs, and that's something unheard of for a cooking anime. So I think that's pretty dope. It had a good run. Also, before we get all the way deep into it, I want to straight say, first and foremost, rest in peace to the one and only DMX. This guy was huge. He was on the map for a lot of people, especially when it came to the image of the rough and tough black male. Masculinity is more of a burden than a gift for black men for a good long while, and he wore it very well. As a loving father, a great, as far as we know, a great partner to his daughter's mother and whoever else may have been in his life, and a good friend to all of the women in the career around him, from Aaliyah to Gabrielle Union and everybody he's ever worked with. It's nothing but positive words they have for DMX. So please rest in power. I'm sorry it had to be you, but I'm glad that you don't have to be in this shitty loop of life with the rest of us. Now, moving forward, man, I finally beat Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow on the DS, and I gotta say, it was like, even as a standalone Castlevania, it was subpar, but if you compare it to Area of Sorrow, it was trash, okay? They just fucked up so much. Like, they ruined the weapons were ruined. They had worse animations on the weapons. How do you fuck that up? They had, the soul combinations were worse. The items that weren't available, like, okay, let me paint this picture for you. In Aria of Sorrow, Soma was intended to be the heir and the new vessel for the Dark Lord Dracula, meaning that he was supposed to be the means of Dracula's resurrection. And depending on the path that you chose and how you play the game, you either get the bad end and you do become Dracula, or you get the good end and you resist it because of the power of love, etc., etc. Now, because of that, not only was that the story, which was interesting at the time and very new, but also they decided to reflect that in the gameplay, where you have your choice in weapons, but also if you equip 3 souls in particular, then it will give you the powers of Dracula, which is Bat Company, that lets you transform into a flying bat, Flame Demon, that lets you shoot fireballs even in your bat form, so now you can attack as a bat, and the Succubus ability, where when you do damage to enemies, you gain health, aka get health from sucking blood. And those 3 things will combine and make a overall moveset that is new, rather than they are lesser. What do you say? They are greater as a sum than they are of their parts. So it was cool as hell. You know what I mean? And then you had your mobility combinations, where you could literally dash and high jump throughout the entire stage with free movement, like a bat out of hell, pun not intended. Like, you just swashing all over the place like the Flash. It's insane. It's super fun, and it makes you feel way more powerful than when you were level 1 at the start of the game. And oh my god, Dawn of Sorrows soul combinations are limited to 2 souls. And they fucked up the bat transformation soul combinations because all you could do is put the fireball on the bat company transformation and nothing else. That's it. All of the combinations are limited to 2 souls. That sucks. It's terrible, bro. The end game don't even feel like it's worth it. And then the final area was difficult for no reason because these random geysers that just blow fire out of the floor and hit you for 1/5 of your health, and you can't really level far enough to build a defense for that. So you gotta power through or waste your money on potions just to get through the final area. It's not a test of skill. It's just tedious. Enemy placement being stupid. Friggin', it didn't hit, bro. Even the different endings were all bad because they would just copy and paste from what was Symphony of the Night, where he thought that Mina was getting killed in front of him, but it was just a doppelganger, a fake clone, and in order to set him off, make him go crazy and give into his rage and turn into the new Dark Lord. But it's like, bro, y'all couldn't do nothing new? Come on, man, y'all couldn't do nothing new. They literally shut this out. This whole game feels phoned in, and I regret playing it. It was so trash. It's got a bad taste in my mouth. Area of Sorrow was infinitely better with lesser hardware. So if you love Castlevania and you do enjoy the mechanics of the game being made well through gameplay and buttons and not just tacked on gimmicks for touchscreen, then yeah, go Aria of Sorrow and don't play Dawn of Sorrow. Alright, I'm still gonna try the others like Portrait of Ruin and Order of Ecclesia. I have those ready to go, but it's gonna take me a time. I gotta pull back for a minute. I can't jump from one Metroidvania that was that fucking bad to another. Anyway, next, I tried to play the damn Resident Evil Reverse beta, and the fucking thing didn't work the whole time. So now I gotta wait and see if they're gonna fix it, which is on the docket. So we'll get to that later. What else did I play? I always forget. Well, we streamed some more Devil May Cry 5 just to, you know, give y'all something to look at. But to be honest though, because I'm still working through it, I've only done the Virgil gameplay since I got the PC edition. I haven't gone back through with Dante, Nero, and V, which I don't have a lot of incentive because the only character I really gel with playstyle wise is Dante. But if I gotta suffer through Nero, fine. Nero's a mixed bag. He feels cheap, but at the same time, he doesn't feel rewarding when I do his high level stuff. It feels dumb. He's way too flowcharty. It helps him a bit to have the devil armed, breakable, you know, mechanical arms, and it helps give some variety, but it ain't enough. Man, I hadn't touched Transistor this week, but I'm gonna be honest with you, man. After everything else that's been going on, I've had a great week, because guess what the fuck I've been watching? Woo-hoo. Not only have we been keeping up with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier episodes every Friday, but man, when I tell you that I've been sleeping on Invincible, nigga, I started that shit yesterday, and I said, let me just watch one episode, see how the first episode catches me, and then I'm gonna go take a break, maybe a nap or something, blah blah blah. Man, that first episode was so fucking good, to the point where I was like, oh, hold on, man, I'm finna go bake some cookies. I'm finna watch the rest of this shit, because it's getting wild, bro. If you follow me on Twitter, you know what I'm talking about. But man, this shit's good. Y'all let me know if you want to see some reactions on those episodes as they come out too, because I'm tempted. I'm tempted to do reactions. It's so many reactions of this show. I don't know if I should, but I might do it anyway. But anywho, damn, Invincible is good, bro, and I'm loving it so much, and I can't get enough, man, and it's driving me wild. Everything. Falcon and Winter Soldier is great too. Like the scenes with Isaiah Bradley and whew, last week's episode. I hope I'm not spoiling, but the fact, wait, straight up, John Walker is he's very good at playing his part as this evil Captain America, and they did a great job giving him character exposition and showing that he's not necessarily a bad guy, but they play with that gray area of how when you are a soldier, there's no room for morality because your job is to take orders and carry them out and get shit done. And that's a problem, because even if you have good people that go into the system, once they get trained up and go out there and fight these wars, they're not. It's not. How can you say? They're trained to be killers and survivors rather than being heroes. They're not trained to be heroes. They're decorated and told to be heroes, but only in the sense that they keep the status quo and/or ideals of the nation that they're fighting for intact. But they're not necessarily heroes, because being a hero is tied to carrying out morality and saving those who are being treated unjustly, being a tool for justice, not just nationality reinforcement or philosophy reinforcement. So that's the big huge thing that they're really exploring, and I love it. As well as being a veteran and coming back home and trying to reassimilate yourself with society, and it's not enough because it's so flawed and the people within it are just as flawed that being bred to be this perfect human just it's too much. It's this more than capable human. I won't say perfect, but this more than capable human. You won't find stimulus anywhere once you come back, and it's hard. That's what Bucky's going through. Soldiers like John Walker who come back and they're decorated as heroes, and the only thing that they could really hold on to is the image that everybody's plastered around on the media, so just smile and wave. But there's more to it behind the scenes. It's so much nuance in it, and I love it. Invincible is doing great things in that same regard, because when it comes to being hero, it's showing how there's danger between seeing yourself as a hero and seeing yourself as one of the people of Earth. And that gray area is very interesting. It's some good shit going down, bro. It's just some good shit, alright? It's just some good shit. Next thing on the docket before I get to spoiling shit. Anyway, hey, what else have I been working on? I've been trying to get this emulator to act correctly for a while, but I've never dealt with a more unintuitive emulator than goddamn PCSX2. Son of a bitch, bro. I'm so annoyed. Like, Dolphin, you just go. Dolphin, you just click start, go. Don't say shit, it's just go. And you're good. But for some reason, PCSX2, you gotta tweak every separate game. You gotta do small changes for every separate game. It is a mess. And so I just want to say that the reason I've been struggling with it is because I want to experience a game that a lot of people told me about that was so great over these years, but I never got a chance to play, which is Dark Cloud. And it looks so cool, it looks so interesting, and I want to give it a chance. But damn this emulator, bro. What else have I been planning on doing? I can't remember, but let's just fuck it. Let's just hop on in. I think I gave y'all enough. We're 15 minutes in, but I just had to give you the rundown. And here we are. Let's get the news started. So, first thing on the docket, Deathloop, the game I've been having my eyes on and is very interesting, has been delayed. Which I'm not mad at. Hopefully it'll get better, and by the time it does get here, we'll be happy with it because I really love it. As far as I've seen anyway. Capcom, next on the docket at Twin Infinite, Capcom has suspended the RE-verse open beta due to matchmaking issues. Basically, here's the tweet directly from Capcom Dev 1 official. Regarding the RE-verse open beta test, as we are still seeing issues with Reverse OBT matchmaking servers, we have decided that until further notice to temporarily suspend the OBT to resolve the problem. We will continue to investigate, and we apologize for any inconvenience caused. Basically, long story short, they fucked up. I missed out. A lot of people missed out. I don't know what the game is still, but I want to try it out and I want to find out. Anyways, next on the docket, Neo, The World Ends With You dropped a trailer with an announcement date and the fact that it's going to be on the Switch, PS4, I guess the Xbox maybe, but also it's been announced to be on the PC as well. So I'm going to touch my hands on it. Looking at this gameplay, it looks like you have some full range 3D motion combat along with some launchers, aerial attacks, and combo attacks with your teammates, and that's exactly what it should be. And that turns me on and makes me horny. Next on the docket, DSOgaming.com, DSOG, excuse me. Yeah, DSO Gaming. Anyway, as I'm illiterate, Epic Games lost almost 181 million and 273 million on EGS in 2019 and 2020 respectively. For those who don't know, EGS being the Epic Game Store, and the Epic Game Store is spending this necessary money. I honestly, this is not much to be said, but personally I feel like what they're doing is they're building their brand in order to make it on par with Steam. And if they win this case, when they win this case against Apple and Google, they will cement themselves as up there with the big tech leads. And they need to get this win before Fortnite dies out, because it's not going to stay that popular much longer. Alright, the kids are moving over to Apex and they're getting better. I heard somebody with such a squeaky voice, there's no way his testicles dropped yet, but he was killing shit in Apex. I just witnessed that, so just believe that eventually I was a kid once, and you do get tired of your favorite games. It doesn't matter what it is or how it is. Sometimes as you grow, you realize that you need to separate yourself from your favorite game for long periods of time, so that way you forget the most of it and you can get the closest you can get to experiencing it for the first time. Like, and that's a beautiful thing. So yeah, Epic, I don't see anything wrong here. They're giving out these free games, letting all of their people, giving them incentive to come and join and sign up for the Epic Game Store, as well as you're building a player base, user base, and having them build a library that is going to keep them there. That's going to make them come back, and that's valuable, especially when there's games that I have for free on there that I don't have on Steam. I played The Fall a few weeks ago. What was that, 2 weeks ago? I played The Fall and beat it, and it was a great experience, and that game was on the Epic Game Store. So yes, and it probably reached way more people thanks to the fact that they went through the Epic Game Store, because that game did not get a lot of attention. It was almost like dead in the water on arrival, because it was a Kickstarter game, and directly its only console release was the Wii U. So yeah, that breathed new life into that title, and it had a sequel that I never heard of. The only reason I knew about The Fall 1 was because of Super Best Friends and Wooly, and with Wooly and Liam doing the playthrough. So if I recall right, the audio was pretty bad because they had a bad recording on it, but still, good game. And if you're a fan of them, I suggest you go check out their playthrough, but I more suggest you play the game. Anyway, next thing, Epic Games is doing everything right, nothing wrong. Next, TechSpot.com. Hong Kong authorities seized 300 Nvidia CMP mining cards from a fishing boat. Oh my god, this is crazy. So there was like 250,000 of mining graphics cards that were seized off of a smuggling boat in China, and the reason that they assume that they are mining cards, the new mining cards that are said to be made by Nvidia, I think. But the reason they assume that it is such is because these cards have no video out ports. So the lack of video ports shows that it was never meant for display. And there you have it. Plain and simple, they caught them. I mean, there's not much else to it. But if you want to see what they look like, there's pictures in the article. Go ahead and take a look, which will always be in the description as usual. Next, over on comicbook.com, Apex Legends bug causes players to lose all progress on console. Bro, people been getting wrecked. Oh, it's only on PS4, excuse me. On PS4, yeah, people been getting wrecked on PS4. I haven't logged into Apex on my PS4. It's still the icon on the game installed on my PS4. The icon still has a rampart from Season 6. So, yeah. Anywho, they're trying to fix it. Next on the docket, Destructoid.com. BioWare details how it's rebalancing Mass Effect for the Legendary Edition, and yes, that includes the Mako. For those who don't know, the Mako was the all-range terrain, not all-range, but all-terrain vehicle that you land on planets with in order to explore in Mass Effect 1. But they removed the open-world exploration on the Mako with Mass Effect 2, which kind of hurt a little bit. I actually kind of liked the Mako, even though it did complain. It controlled like ass, I'll be honest. But it was neat that it was there, you know. And you could tell that they were first developers that didn't know how to properly make a vehicle with the type of physics engine and the idea that in the setting that was in mind, which is low gravity and different planets. But it worked. And they're changing the Shepard models to be consistent across all three games, as well as the gameplay in Mass Effect 1, which was largely different and kind of cheeks. depending on how you look at it. So yeah, they're making it better. Long story short, and I like that. That's good. Keep it up. Anywho's, that's everything on the docket except for one last thing. I got you. See, it was one more thing. Right at Destructor Steel, IO Interactive confirms Agent 47 is getting some rest from Hitman 3, and this is well deserved because they did 3 Hitman games, all amazing games, and they actually, you don't hear enough credit for them now that I think about it. IO knocked it out of the park with each of these titles, and they were all good back to back. Like, they made a good formula and they kept the good and only, you know what I'm saying, improved on the bad. Like, you don't see that too often in the series, and it's a great trilogy. So now after this, they're gonna give him a rest, which is well deserved, because if you do it too much, people will just get tired of it, and then they'll say it's blah blah blah. You know, you don't want to get too much of anything that's good. So anyway, outside of the article though, they already got the rights to use the IP of James Bond to make a James Bond game, so of course that's what they'll be working on next, and can't wait to see what's coming. So that's everything that we got on the docket and everything that I can update you on in the news this week. Just keep in mind that good things should be coming along soon. I have had a great week, and I hope you all have an even better week. There are things to come. I hope you're ready. Stay positive. Do not let anything pull you down, and understand, listen to that gut feeling, and surround yourself with good energy, alright? That being said, always remember the channel motto, okay? Intentions are the most important. Actions ain't nothing but loud, and words don't mean a damn thing. Alright? Put you first, and peace.
Vocal percussion on a whole nother level, coming from my mind.